Interestingly though, aside from Flappy Bird, one of the games found using the Weaver was called Swim Copter. Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about. These games are oddly similar. They feature weird-looking characters run through objects straight out of Nintendo's early arcade games. The difference with this one is that when you click, you change direction. Sounds familiar, right? So, that's where the weird name came from, but who created the first Swim Copter geometry dash level? Most people believe it's the infamously difficult Red World, which was uploaded by Sherry on the 11th of October. While the version most people know was decorated by Neptune, it's technically an older and outdated version of just Sherry's infamous game. These levels were made in Update 1.8, which added the dual program. While this thing has a lot of interesting uses, especially nowadays, back in ancient times, Sherry decided to combine it with a gravity ball program. The ball on top hits on blue orbs, which flip the gravity of the ball on the bottom. Normally, the ball has to be on the floor to flip, but now the balls can swing freely in the air. Now this was controversial. You see, Seri was the #1 player, but he was also a fraud. Red World was so difficult that Seri needed cheats to complete it. Soon after he uploaded Red World, a ton of people started accusing him of cheating all of his accomplishments. He called them liars, got mad, and then proceeded to quit Geometry Dash. But on his way out, something weird happened to Red World. A coding error in the new 1.9 update turned his color slab into just a color block, meaning it was now impossible to get past 2%. Now, the only widespread playthrough of Red World was from Jack the Froster getting wrecked in practice mode. This video struck fear into the hearts of top players, and to prove Red World was possible, the level, along with the Swing Copter, became infamous among the few who knew of it. For a few months, the Swing Copter remained relatively obscure until a creator called Glittershoe used it for his part in a collaboration called Ultrasound. This popular level swung the Swing Copter into stardom, and it gained a reputation as the most difficult game to learn. I mean, it makes sense. If you're doing all this to learn grass, the gravity flipping every click is really going to confuse you. Because of this, the Swing Copter is mainly used for extremely difficult levels. Even some top ones, like Yatagarasu, Plasma Force Finale, and Bloodlust. For the longest time, I believed Red World was first to do this. But Red World came out 2 months after the release of 1.8, so that's unlikely. Then I realized something crazy. It's possible the Swing Copter's act wasn't the origin of the Swing Copter. Hear me out. Update 1.8 released 2 weeks before this act, meaning within that small time frame, a Geometry Dash creator could have beaten Don Lee into the punch. Just in case this wasn't true though, I decided to search the term Swing Copter and look at the oldest levels. Now, let's just say they didn't get it right the first few tries. The ship and Ruorbs combo felt janky and very annoying to play. The OG Copter, as we know it, was uploaded by Sia Neon on September 15th. Unlike the others before him,
No
he
man will
translated the
melt
app's
at 3
gameplay in
minutes.
a fun and dynamic way, which inspired other, more popular
I
creators
wonder.
to make their own parts. And that's awesome, but was it actually him? There's still over 400,000 levels, which could have invented the Swing Copter even earlier. I needed to check every one of these levels to find out the truth. Subscribe for my sanity. Okay, I'm not completely insane. Obviously, I don't have time for that, so I got Matthew AR and the Wily Master to make a bot that can scrape the server for levels with these 3 objects. The big issue is that there are many levels with these objects that have nothing to do with the Swing Copter, so there's still going to be a ton of false flags. Although, at least this means we only have to search through a few thousand levels rather than a few 100,000. Anyways, while this was going on, I researched the Butterfly game mode. It's pretty much a cube version of the Swing Copter. It generally has worse physics, and if you hold even a little too long, the icon at the top will hit the roof and die. Yeah, this is really annoying. I thought there was a shot that the invention was older than the Swing Copter.
What the?
The Butterfly
Get it?
level was newer than the Neon, so it's a false clue. Luckily though, it wouldn't take long for the program to be developed. After checking thousands of levels that were either
How? How they go down there?
However, eventually he
Let
found
me go,
one
let me
Swing
go, let
Copter
me
level
go, let me go, let me go.
Neon. This is in the dark. It was
What? No. He didn't see me, he didn't see me, and that is a good thing. Go, go, go. Here, here, here. Go! Go, go,
This part was probably just an afterthought. But after several weeks, he might have found
go. Run, 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 run.
this level was older than Sia Neon. In fact, it was
Huh?
even older than the actual
Game is
Swing
ended
Copter.
here, no, no.
This could be it. The GD community might have finally invented an original game mode. Wait, Hexagon 4
Man, how?
version 2. Its last update happened in 1.9, and the creator claims the final part was what was updated. We have no idea if version 1 contained a swing copter part. It's also very possible that the first actual swing copter level was deleted in one of RobTop's infamous server purges, where seemingly unimportant levels like everything I uploaded in 1.9 are wiped off the servers for storage space. Sia Neon built the oldest known functional swing copter with proof. His only account activity in the past 8
Does it
years is just 2 comments that sadly
I will run. Run!
an inactive player that's been hacked, and he might not even realize how positive of an impact he's had on our community. This brings us back to update 2.2. Will the new swing entirely replace the OG copter? Well, as expected, most 2.2 levels would rather use a portal than some archaic mechanic, but I actually think that Sia Neon's invention still has a purpose. It seems that the UFO and swing copter tend to be people's least favorite game mode. In my experience, it's due to the lack of control I feel like they're clicking. It's pretty frustrating to float into some off-screen obstacle. That being said, I actually agree with RobTop's decision to make the swing float. It feels far more accessible than the dual ball version ever was, but that's the thing. High-level demons don't need to worry about accessibility. Some top players actually still prefer the precision that the ball copters use. Not all though. One of the biggest limits of the old swing copter was how little space it gave you to work with. But now with Free Fly, it has as much space as every other game mode, so we can potentially see some crazy ball
hard. I
copter
don't. All this camping, camping.
Apparently, it's because
Dark
Rob doesn't find
Knight.
it too fun. I don't really get it, but I guess if you want to play something like the swinging platformer mode, you'll have to use that archaic.
Yes, that's one thing good.
Over 9 years ago.
Ah! Oh, wait, who is that?
मुझे लेकिन मुंबई ही क्यों यहाँ हमको अच्छे कॉलेज में मिल रहा है सेम कोर्स वो भी वॉकिंग डिस्टेंस
डैड आपको तो पता है ना अभी कितना कुछ करना है मुझे डैड ये चलने का नहीं दौड़ने का टाइम
Decoy power up? Decoy. It means I never tried this. But the most enemies protect us from snowmen.
उसमें फ्यूल तो लगेगा ना
Okay, I know what.
Who was the king of Geometry Dash? While millions of players have created levels for years, only one of them stood above the rest. This creator was once known by everyone, but nowadays, only a few know the full story regarding his downfall.
Gravity
By the
explosion?
end of this
What the? No, I'm tracked by a very bad one.
Geometry Dash onto the App Store.
Wait. Yeah, yes, I've gotten the
Feature
thing.
of the game included the ability to create your own levels. Although there was one small issue. Nobody knew how to stood out from the rest. Eventually, update 1.3 released and it introduced the leaderboards. Basically, if Rob selects one of your levels, it would be rated and given a star value. Then players would compete and complete these levels for stars. The amount of rated levels you were able to create would determine your position.
Oh, yes, that one big boy.
Leaderboard was some random middle schooler from Taiwan named Cody. Although he moved his position fast to other creators who were quickly able to post far better bangers, it seemed that early on, Cody didn't stand out. Other creators were far quicker with their craft. One creator known as Jax was built autoplay area, a level which hundreds of thousands of players walked through
Why
every
don't-
stars, making it by far the most
So-
downloaded level. Update 1.6. Most of Cody's levels seemed rather normal. They were good, but none of them were great. People didn't know it at the time, but there was one level Cody released early in his career that was set to change Geometry Dash forever. This is level easy, a level which looks boringly normal, just your average 3-star, right? Well, for some reason, this map would receive RobTop's blessing upon the release of 1.6. This update introduced map packs. If you beat all 3 levels in a map pack, you can click this checkmark to get even better rewards. Beat 5 and you get this awesome ship. Beat 10 and your trail can be a rainbow. Trust me, this was really cool back then.
Yeah.
When the first map pack happened to be level easy. It's unknown why RobTop chose this map. I guess it's well polished, represents the game's main maps, and isn't named something goofy like Red Yahoo here. Don't stop, believe. Regardless of why this decision was made, now that level easy was the poster child of map packs, the floodgates would open, and over the next few months, auto play area would be easily his own. 1 million, 5 million, 10 million downloads all came and went, and as Geometry Dash got more and more popular, it seemed like Cody's reign was inevitable, with more and more of his levels getting added to newer map packs. If you played GD during this time, you'd know exactly who he was. No creation was more coveted than level easy. This was when Cody took his throne as king of Geometry Dash, but it was also when he would have his first challenger. Upon the release of Update 2.0, the beginner pack was no longer the first to appear. Rather, it was the alpha pack, led by Sonar. Sonar was initially created by Minecraft, but eventually he abandoned it. Upon seeing this, another player named Jerkrat decided to finish this incomplete map. This level's simplicity combined with the song made it a modern spiritual sequel to the first main level, Stereo Madness. Sonar was primed to overcome level easy and take over as the most downloaded level. Although by this time, Cody was not about the challenge because he seemingly hadn't played Geometry Dash since the release of 13 Pro, which was uploaded all the way back in 1.7.
Wait, okay,
Jack
record.
was still on top.
This is the
He
good.
might not have realized he was king. 20 million, 30 million downloads. Cody was known by everyone, yet entirely mysterious. No one knew if he was going to return. Eventually, Update 2.1 was released, and one of the new features was gauntlets. They're essentially modern versions of map packs, and the first level of the first gauntlet was outer space. An interesting boss fight level.
You've been
I have no idea why this level was picked.
Meh.
You literally can't make a fire.
I don't care. I just said I don't care because
Two threats were barreling towards level
I
easy
will be
lightning speed. You think that this is where the downfall of Cody began, but the king would be conquered by something far more sinister than some mere maps.
बढ़िया प्रार्थना तो सब बिल्कुल अच्छी
no. देखो I नहीं देखो.
और मदद करती रही
Wait. Yes, I got something good. I don't want anything in my way, and I need snowman to kill them.
Clusters and bright. Clusters and skip. नया जो लवी बस अब 10 रुपया वाला बैग है मुगला.
Firstcry.com. Everything for your little love. सबसे मुलायम कंबल से सबसे मजबूत बिस्तर और पालने सब कुछ एक ही जगह पर एक टैप पर सरल डिलीवरी. अभी खरीदें.
Yes, देखो. I need a snowman fast enough. What the?
He never registered his account. By this time, the vast majority of players were barely registered problem. Because of an exploit that would be found by members of the packs. They were a group dedicated to making cheats to allow the average player to do stuff like put through spikes or speed hack through demons. Although there's a huge difference between cheats like this and actual hacking. Someone found an exploit that could destroy the GD servers, and since the majority of the members were malicious, they tried to warn RobTop about major issues.
Yeah. Oh man.
Each member of Team Hacks would get knowledge of this exploit, called an SQL injection. A player named